Need to tell you guys, uh, Hagatha the leg, if you guys don't know, I do have CRPS. And normally I don't make ad hominem attack on low-hanging fruit, such as her voice, or her inability to take a joke. Also, why the flippin' flapjack would you go to a tanning bed and then not redraw your eyebrows on? Like, you already like, let's be real here. Like, we women aren't oblivious. Like, when I was fluffy, I didn't need the mirror to tell me I was fluffy, but I could see it, okay? So you're telling me she looks in the mirror every morning and she just decides eyebrows, fuck it. Anywho, went off on that tangent, but warning, I had a very bad pain night last night. Hagatha the leg is basically in charge, and well, she is kind of a see you next Tuesday, but she's funny. So, we might all be going to hell and or may not be allowed in Ohio after the comments made on this stream. So basically, if there are littles near you and you don't, I do try to curtail my cursing, but not safe for work. Basically, I wouldn't have this on blast going through Ohio.
You introduce yourself to the jury, please.
Lisa Phillips,
And Lisa, where do you live?
Adams County.
How long have you lived in Adams County?
At least 24 years or so.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm a deputy sheriff.
When did you start your career in law enforcement?
2001.
And what were you doing at that time?
And when did you start your Virginia Slim habit? Like kindergarten? Like, do you rip the filters off your Camels? Because I'm gonna need to know. Like, did your family burn tires in the front yard?
I graduated high school in 2000 and went to the police academy.
Well, what academy did you go to?
Greenfield Police Academy in Hillsborough.
And how long have you known you wanted to be a police officer?
Since I was a kid.
What was your first position then?
Did you want to be Cagney or Lacey? Or did it not really matter?
Out of the academy?
Part-time West Virginia Police Department.
And then when did you become, was your next job a deputy sheriff?
Yes, sir.
When did?
No, I believe the plaintiff's attorney, the one who's talking to her right now, is going to bring out the fact that she is married to a man. But I still say, okay, in a totally not joking way, if you guys are new to my channel, I always kind of create background headcanon for witnesses. And if you are a child of the 90s, I imagine her husband to be very much in the model of, if you were a fan of the Rugrats, you know, Phil and Lil's mom, the mom was definitely more wore the pants, and then their dad was very much more, you know, not. So I imagine her husband to be very much like Phil and Lil's mom. And that is my, you know, very comfy chair psychology, for which I am not licensed or trained and basically make a joke of.
Did you start as a deputy sheriff?
September of 2002.
And do you have family here in Adams County?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you have a husband?
Yes, sir.
You have a child?
Yes, sir.
How old is your child?
She's 21.
And did she go to school here in Adams County?
Yes, sir.
Do you have other family in the area?
I got grandma and cousins and family like that.
And did you ever serve as a school resource officer?
Yes, sir, I did.
Tell us about that.
I took the job full-time at the sheriff's office as a school resource officer. Is what I started off as, deputy sheriff, school resource officer. Then was there for the kids, keep the kids safe, out of any kind of danger. I also was there for the kids, as far as.
Okay. Now, I know I have that weird quirk about audio stuff. Now, ma'am, I know you have always thought that your voice was, kind of your Achilles heel. Well, I am here to turn that frown upside down. Now, again, as with most things that I think about, it's more of a squint, and if you have really dark humor, it's incredibly funny and might be incredibly lucrative. But listen up, because I am going to give you a bajillion-dollar idea. Now, actually, you have a great tonal quality to play male vocal characters in audiobooks. I know, look, it's probably not the mutant superpower you wanted, but do you think 12-year-old Mo wanted to be visited by the tit fairy and she didn't even drop off, like training boobs? No, I got D's during like from June to August, right before middle school and a headgear. So, look, we have all been made fun of. At least you didn't have to go to school with the stupid headgear 24/7 and D boobs that I had no idea what to do with. So, yes, we've all struggled. You are not the Rosa Parks of being made fun of. Again, you can either use your setbacks to, you know, I am complaining. Again, the grass is always greener on the other side. If you are in the itty bitty committee, you would like to be in the over the shoulder boulder holder, consortium. Now, as a member of the over the shoulder boulder holder, card carrying member number 803 HC, uh, I I would sell my look, I would donate my boobs have done look, I am done having children. They have way past their Kelly Blue Book value. I am ready to become not only a member of the itty bitty committee, but the president. Now, Mr. Mo is not behind my plan, but like, no, no, that's what I want. I like when people look at me, I want to be they're like flat as a pancake and be like, "Hells yeah," because 'cause I've carried these around and they cause you neck strain, and I'm just done with them.
I mean, bonding with the kids, keeping them, as far as like way of life. You don't need just you need somebody else to be there, Sometimes they need somebody to talk to. I did that quite a bit.
And did you sometimes greet the kids when they got dropped off at school?
In the morning, I directed traffic at the school.
And did you have occasion to know any of Mr. Foreman's children?
I don't know him by name, but I have let him out of the vehicle before, or not let him out, but greeted him.
Now, this is the stream. It should come back here in a second.
Yes, sir.
And that home was located here in Adams County on Russellville Road?
Yes, sir.
And how did you come to be a part of that warrant team?
I was called in. I wasn't actually working.
You weren't on duty?
No, sir.
And is that part of your job? Even if you're off duty, if you need to be called in for something, you drop everything and go do it?
Yes.
She's like, Phil Collins insert, Lisa, don't you lose my number, 'cause she's not anywhere in the soprano range. Okay, that was mean, but
was Mr. Foreman home during the warrant execution?
No, sir.
Were any of his children present?
Not initially.
Did you see any of his children?
I will say I feel bad for women who aren't overtly very feminine, because I feel like now everyone's looking for an Adam's apple, and I don't feel like we're subtle at it.
On that night?
In the vehicle with their mother.
Just to clear that up, can you tell us what happened?
Come in the driveway, and I was on the outer post of the house as far as like the perimeter area, and she pulled up with the kids, and I went over and spoke with her, and I told her we probably wouldn't be good for the kids to see us, you know what I mean? So they wouldn't be there to
Do you know
be
whether
upset or anything.
excuse me, do you know whether the children live there or do they live somewhere else?
They live up the road. I mean, up down the road from there.
With their mother?
Yes.
So then did they leave or did the children never went into the house or anything?
No, sir.
Dolly, we're so close to preventing the birth of the Antichrist. Why would you do that?
Did you take any money that night?
Yes, sir.
Sometime after this warrant was executed, did you start becoming aware of things Mr. Foreman was posting about you on the internet?
Yes, sir, I did.
Nope, female married to a man. Testified to under oath.
We have some exhibits that we want to show you. Do you have them lined? Do you have them lined up, Natalie?
I have them pulled up.
Okay.
Not, they won't play.
Yeah.
Yeah, quid pro quo. Now, judging by the general age range of the plaintiffs, the complaintiffs, the whingers, they were around during the very early days of the internet, the wild, wild west of AOL chat rooms, where you were most likely getting cursed out by a 9-year-old who had said, ASL 18, some other state and English. It's like they've never interneted before.
Let's go to the first one. Is that the order that we put them in?
I have the order.
Which number is this?
This is number 19.
Thank you. So Lisa, we're showing you what we've marked as Exhibit 19. This looks like a post from September 17th, 2022. Was that shortly after the execution of the warrant?
Yes, sir.
Can we blow it up just a little bit? Okay, down. Near the bottom of that first paragraph, just go down a little bit more right there. Has anybody in Adams County verified her vagina? If you haven't, you should, or she might. Whoop out something bigger than yours. If this lady is your friend, I wouldn't leave her alone in my house. Or I'll put it this way, if you leave and your video system is messed up, et cetera, et cetera. And then down below a little further, my name for this particular officer is Lieutenant Mona Lickamlow Lisa.
How in the hell did the jury keep a straight face? Because objectively, all of these are hilarious, and I would be snort laughing. Now, look, ma'am, I get it. This is your sore spot. I am sure since however long your voice has been very deep, you have gotten crap for it. I'm sure, in a male dominated field, you know, you've gotten extra crap for it. I get it. But you either get over it or you continue to let it hurt you, and I'm sorry to be so blunt, but you can either be a victim of what hurts you or you can find a way to make it, make it funny, make it hilarious, whatever you do with it. But if you let it fester, if you let it live in your head rent free, then I'm sorry, but Afro Man wins. So you need to decide whether you're going to let Afro Man live rent free in your head and everyone else's opinions about you. And you should be at the age where you're in full fuck off mode, where you're like, you know what? I'm gonna guess mid 40s. I don't care about trends. I don't care about fads. I am who I am and kiss my ass. You should be at the point in your life where you give a rat's ass whether you're cool or not. And you are letting Afro Man. Um, oh, okay. So I'll go to Crosswire uh, for that. But embrace it. So you have a low voice. It's actually very soothing. It's not, you know, it's got a nice rasp to it. It's not terrible. And if your husband likes it and your kid loves you, then screw them. You need to go home and you need to watch Angus from the early 90s. And then again, follow that motto, screw them. I mean, I hate to have to go after school special. I'm not Oprah or Jesus, but seriously, woman to woman up.
It, when did you first see this posting, if you recall?
Shortly after the warrant.
Okie dokie.
That was over three and a half years ago. Is that
Yes.
right?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to the next one. And you see here, it says disconnect after stealing my money.
What's the number?
Sorry,
20.
exhibit plaintiff's 20, Your Honor. Thank you. Is suing me for humiliating her, giving her mental stress, ridicule, and the loss of her reputation. She doesn't like being called Lieutenant Mona Lickumlow, Lisa Full of Shit Phillips, but she loves stealing money.
You've got to admit that he does have a way with words. I mean, you may not agree with the tone or maybe the words themselves, but you got to admit he is a wordsmith of some caliber, and I'm here for it. Now, we're probably going to go for another 15 minutes or so. Hi, Broken Baker Raiders. Because, as I said, I appreciate all of you watching, but that's about as long as Hagatha the Craptastic Leg has in her. So, welcome, Baker Raiders. We are watching this shenanigans of a stream. Now, I will be speeding through the videos so we don't get copyright struck. Although, um, sir, Mr. Afroman, if you will, could you please, let us watch these hilarious videos without copyright striking us?
And disconnecting cameras of law-abiding, tax-paying citizens. That's March 25th of 2023. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Go to the next one. Which number is this?
Number 21, and it's a video.
Okay, we are going to go through the video, even though it is objectively, and I thought it was hilarious. Now I understand she's deeply hurt. Where is because I think we continue to play the video several different times. They continue to play the but we are going to listen to the defense make a very cogent, argument.
This is a video that was posted, I believe.
And thank you, Squad Bob, for gifting another membership. Welcome to the Church of Mo. Not yet a 501c3, but there's always tomorrow. And that went to Chrissy Bacon 8430. So welcome. We have, well, dark chocolate sarcasm and, well, giggles. We have fun.
Last Friday. Yes.
I will enter an objection on this. The law has changed. As I said, in April of 2025, a new law was passed, an anti-SLAPP law, which would apply to this and therefore would have a completely different standard of evidence, and we would renew our objection to it being admitted or even posted.
That law does not apply to this video or to this case, Judge.
Your Honor, that pertains to matters of public, for the press. It also covers artistic expression and stuff. Just to have no analysis is not an answer to the question. But I will renew it.
Really good objection, and I'll be consistent. Overrule it, we'll play it. And you might be right. Overrule it, I think I'm right.
Yeah, so if you would like to see the video, it is funny. Now, again, I might be a real big jerk face and I might not like cry bullies, but look, my heart went out to this woman because obviously this seems to be really bothersome to her. But again, you have two choices. Either, shake it off or find a way to embrace who you are. Your voice is your voice. They'll strike the crying? So that's my only advice to her. And it's very concerning to me that, again, someone so emotionally fragile can have, the ability to take away someone's freedom. Oh, I forgot that it's got I love that Afroman is just bopping to his music. Now, y'all, I don't think Afroman has ever been stressed out in his life, but if he was nervous during this trial, you could not tell. Well, I honestly don't want to give her. Is it still? Oh, for giblets' sake.
We're done. She's still under duress. You're directed not to coach her testimony. You can talk about other matters, but not her direction.
Understood, Judge. Thank you.
We'll start at 8:15 tomorrow, and you can have your 15 or so then.
Thank you.
Thank you for good work today, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, and oh, crud. I am a professional in theory, which is always terrifying. Let me. Okay. Oh, he must have. Oh, he did say day 2. I'm, again, It's not like cognition is any better for me. And thank you for the information. Yeah, I'd rather not be bored at 2 all get out. Do, do, do. Oh, for
This is like first cousin, but it's like also better known maybe in the realm of invading a person's privacy. They both end up causing maybe some kind of harm, but
first cousin? I've never seen law explained as sort of a first cousin relationship. This is the most interesting explanation of law.
go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Lisa. We left yesterday afternoon with a video, and that video contained parts of your videotaped deposition from last fall. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
You remember giving that video deposition last fall?
Yes, I do.
Do you remember where it occurred?
Mr. Osborne's office.
And do you, in the video snippets that we saw yesterday, it appeared somebody was asking you questions at this deposition in Mr. Osborne's office. Who was asking you those questions
In the deposition.
in the deposition?
As far as the attorneys.
Yes.
Holy shit! How do you not extrapolate what he's trying to ask you? Who was asking you questions? You mean like an attorney? Yes, you're in a deposition. The context was given in the statement prior. Holy crap. These people should not be allowed to have force multipliers or authority. Why are we being ruled by dumb people? Sorry. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of sleep. I might be ADHD and a little bit on the Spielberg spectrum. And I have an acute allergy to stupid, and there is not yet an EpiPen for it.
You were answering some questions and it looked like you were upset in some.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who was asking you the questions?
Mr. Osborne.
And was Mr. Foreman present at that deposition?
Yes, sir.
He saw the whole thing?
Yes, sir.
I have to ask you for the record, I'm afraid. Are you a biological female, Lisa?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever had a sex change operation?
That's right.
How did you feel when you learned that these posts were out there?
Humiliated.
What reaction did you get from the community, if any?
Hollering names of the lieutenant looking low and been called a dyke and, things like that.
I'm sorry, ma'am. You are in a highly male-dominated field, where locker room, I'm guessing if I've seen anything, if Hollywood is any amalgamation of reality, I'm guessing you encountered some locker room talk, and I'm guessing that word has been thrown around. Yes, and while I get pissed off at, low-hanging fruit as comedic fodder, you should have learned, during, I don't know, police academy to either A, you know, kick them back figuratively in the verbal nads, or, embrace the fact that you have a very low register. If you continue to allow people's opinion of you to live rent free in your head, you're going to be sad for the rest of your life.
Has anyone ever asked you or your family since these posts came out if you've had a sex change operation?
There was a phone call.
Can you tell us about that?
Your Honor, I will object to any hearsay that she would not have heard personally. What her family would have heard, they could be called to testify directly. But anything she testifies in that manner would be hearsay.
Fair enough, set the foundation better. Sustain.
Thank you, Judge. You mentioned a phone call.
Yes, sir.
Did you receive the phone call?
No, sir, I didn't.
Okay, who did?
My daughter did.
And did your daughter, without telling us what the content was, did your daughter tell you what,
Well, no, the police academy, I'm assuming she had I mean, I understand female privilege is a thing and of, lowering of requirements is a thing to increase, but I do imagine that she did have to go to training of some sort, so when she was at the police school or camp, I don't know.
the content was?
Yes, sir.
And can you tell us what effect that had on you hearing what your daughter asked you?
To see that she's going through humiliation is something that she has no control of because of my job, because of the choice I made to be in law enforcement and try to do my job. And now she's being punished, and I'm watching her being punished, and it hurts.
So, Your Honor, my asking this witness, the content of the statement would be not for the truth of the matter, but for the effect on the witness.
Your Honor, we'd
I
ask for
have.
limiting instruction to be given to that effect.
This is like law school 101. Hearsay statements tend to not be reliable because you want the person who made the statement to be in here to tell you what they said. So hearsay objection, true, but she can testify and I'm going to allow her to say how I was impacted by what I heard said. So it's not whether the statement was accurate that we care about.
Sir, no one elected you God's DJ. Quiet. You're supposed to be the mostly silent, you know, judge of legal thought.
It's how she reacted to how it affected her. So that's why you're going to hear what was said, so you can understand the context in which she reacted. Not whether the statement is true, it's the reaction. Go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. So my question will be, what was it that your daughter said this phone call was about?
If I had a sex change,
She got a phone call asking her if you had had a sex change.
yes.
Did these posts that we've seen and talked about have any effect on your job as a deputy sheriff?
Yes, it has.
Tell us how.
I've always been a go-getter, and you know what I mean, as far as like I try to do my best to go out. I feel like I go out of my way. You know what I mean, and what you're supposed to do as far as doing your job. And then I sit back and, you know, try to do the best I can do. And you have people hollering at you, saying things like being a thief, having a sex change, prove I have to have a vagina. I mean, do I have a vagina? And then, you know, you see these images, you see the videos, and it's consistent in my head. I mean, like I was eating his, part of my language is wife's pussy, and those kind of things. I don't know how to count because that's all I do is lick pussy. I mean, it's honestly just put me in a dark hole.
Oh, why would you? Oh, ma'am, phrasing. Dear God, it is taking. Tiny baby Jesus, it is the Lenten season. I am trying to be a good person as I gave up nothing this year. Jesus. Look, I. Would you say it put you in a dark box? Straight to hell. Straight to hell. God.
I never went to this job
What's in the box? What's in the box? Brad Pitt, where are you?
for this. You know, it's not like somebody cussing you, and you know what I mean, it stops. I've been on calls, I've been cussed. I've had things said to me about my voice that I can't change. But it's never went this far. I've never had to deal with somebody thinking it's hilarious to make videos of me, to throw me on the bed and act as he's having sex with me. I'm not.
Also, again, look, it's 2026. There's nothing wrong with being a lesbian as far as I'm aware. You know, I didn't know that that was the worstest thing you could be, but I happen to know quite a few, and they're awesome people. Awesome. So I did not know that, it was tragic to appreciate women as a lady. And I get that that's a personal insecurity, but you have now let the entire internet that contains 4chan know that you are really bothered by this. So you are going to need to grow a thick skin or stop looking at the internet altogether.
Ashamed. I'm ashamed that his kids had to see that in the courtroom yesterday.
Oh, don't you tone police, for the love of God. Look, I don't generally do this, but get off your moral high ground. Again, I'm ashamed his kids had to see it. How old are his children? Now, uh, there are things that I have again, I will not be taking moral high ground stuff from a police officer who has the moral fortitude or has the, emotional spine or emotional fortitude of wet paper towel. I will not be lectured to by a woman who thinks she is the Rosa Parks of police officers now because someone made fun of her. Grow up, deal with it, move on. You have a husband who presumably loves you. You have a house, you have a family. If the entire internet hates you, you have a real life around you. For the love of goodness, go outside and touch Grass. It for if it bothers you to see those things, there are hundreds of gajillions of other channels and you can watch something else. But the minute people know that it bothers you, you have added fuel to the fire.
Lisa, did you ask Mr. Foreman in some way to stop these posts and take them down?
Yes, sir. Through you.
Have they been taken down?
Yes, sir.
The video we saw yesterday, I'm not sure if we made that.
No, I want to know, ma'am, did you go up to him face to face? Oh, no, crispy bacon. So we have voted and look, y'all, I'm not a big channel, but it would be kind of super awesome. So in Mornings with Mo, I put forward the motion that Streisand who, it is now the Afroman effect. I would like that to spread like glitter. I think it would be just a fun way to um, honor a man who stood up for the First Amendment and, well, thankfully and hopefully remove one more tentacle of Barbara Streisand from pop culture. I made a motion, it was seconded, so I propose that we spread it all around. Streisand who, hashtag Afroman effect. It will be hilarious for me to go viral on Twitter when I can barely work Twitter. As I have more of you in here, if you have followed me on Twitter and I have not followed you back, I am not stuck up and you did not weird me out. It is in fact that I could not work Twitter and I didn't realize that they had this list thing that you could go through and follow people back. So I am going back and doing that to people who are real. The 87 Elon Musks and one Chad Kroger and I think 5 Johnny Depps I did not follow back.
Yesterday, the video we saw yesterday at the end of the day, when was that posted?
Last week.
Just last week?
Yeah. Within the weekend.
Those are all my questions. Thank you.
Correct, cross-examination. Thank you, Mr. Bentley.
Please, before I start cross-examination, I want to take a minute.
No.
You know I'm going to have to ask you a lot of hard questions.
No point.
At any time during my questions, you want to stop, take a break, you let us know, we're going to give you a break. Okay?
No, we'll decide if we take a break. Thanks for being human. But we got a schedule to get done. I'm watching this, but that's my call, not yours. Thank you.
Again, what in the like this judge is assuming levels of douchery that are only found in John Hughes movies when your dad happens to own the ski lodge. Like, For the love of God, you are not Kevin Spader, and this is not 16 Candles. Stow the douche.
All right. So in October of 2022, you were employed with the Adams County Sheriff's Department.
Yes, it was.
You've been an officer for over 21 years.
Yes.
You've not been a school resource officer since 2015.
It's been a few years. I don't know the exact date.
It was before 2022, correct?
Okay.
And when you're out performing your duties, everybody can see what you're doing?
Yes.
Have you testified in this courtroom?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever testified in this courtroom in a civil case?
No, sir.
Now, you mentioned that while you were out on your job duties before, people have called you derogatory names,
Yes, they have.
and those were members of the public,
Yes.
and it's fair to say some of those names were not flattering.
No, no, sir.
You were born with a deep voice?
Yeah, I didn't have no surgery or anything.
I didn't know if it was an accident that caused it.
Ma'am, no. Again, not everything. See, here's the problem, ma'am. You are so entirely sensitive that you have twisted that question. He was basically asking, did you always have a lower register? Did you have very bad strep that affected your vocal cords? Some people develop polyps or, even cancer of the voice box. So it's not beyond the realm of possibility that through circumstances beyond your control, you did develop a deeper voice, which would, I imagine, increase your sensitivity to people calling attention to it. I, for the love of tiny baby Jesus, witnesses on the stand, you were given 2 ears, 1 mouth hole. Shut this, listen carefully to what the law people say, and then answer only the question that was asked. To whatever level of your, area of the Spielberg spectrum you are on, because I get we're all on it on some level. So for the love of Cheetos, 2 ears, 1 mouth, listen to question, answer.
No.
So you went through school with this deep voice,
Sure did.
picked on by your peers.
Well, yeah.
Fair to say you were called derogatory names by your peers.
I have.
Do you read and believe everything you see on the internet?
No, I don't.
Do you believe everything you see or read the newspaper?
No, I don't.
Confirmed she is an Alex Jones believer. Oh my God! Were you near the pond that was turning the frogs gay? Holy shit, we have a full circle moment. Alex Jones, get on this. Where's Jesse Ventura? He's just asking questions. Holy shit, where was she and Jesse Ventura? Jesse Ventura, you are the father. Holy crap, we have just solved everything. Screw you, Stephen Hawking's. I have figured out the theory of everything. And I did it all without using math.
When you listen to a song, do you believe everything in it?
No.
Wait a minute. Shakira's hips do lie? And Madonna was a virgin at one point? I don't believe either of those two things. Next thing you're going to tell me Hanson isn't real. I refuse to believe it.
Would it be fair to say that songs are either opinions or exaggerations for entertainment?
Yeah, humiliation.
You would agree that everybody's idea of entertainment is not the same?
Obviously.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Thank you. You would agree that there's some songs that use harsh and derogatory language to make their point?
Yes.
You would agree that when someone says or calls someone a dirty defense attorney, that's really not an accusation that they're a dirty person that didn't take a shower. It's more an opinion.
Yes, sir.
Same with crooked cops. It's an opinion. We're not saying they're crooked and like a stick.
It's opinion.
There's a question about false light. Can you tell me what false light means?
As far as you put me out there, put stuff in there that, it's not true. The humiliation that I've had to go through.
So
Don't cry for her, internet. The truth is, this will never die. What were you thinking? Oh my God. Were you not alive during AOL chat rooms where you got cursed out by a 9-year-old who called you everything but a child of God?
I'm going to have to ask a more difficult question. What specific statement, let's take one time, would put you in a false light? Does calling you Mona Lisa put you in a false light?
My head's put on her body and, things like that.
But it's
Does it
not.
bother me? Yeah, it bothers me.
It bothers you to be compared to your enigmatic smile to be compared to one of the most stunning beauties of the Renaissance period. Yes, beauty standards were different then, but she was considered to be quite beautiful. And, contrary to other portraits of the time, she had a rather, secretive smile, which put her apart because most of the time it was very straight faced. So you have a problem being compared to classical art. I'm just trying to figure out what offends you because you know the problem. You take offense. I don't give it. You find it. I wish we would all remember that. Now, that doesn't mean you should go out of your way to be an absolute butt monkey to all of humanity, but that means that I match energies and kindness, being kind to others doesn't mean I'm going to be a doormat to a cry bully.
So you're saying that paints you in a false light.
But it doesn't, it's not like what the rest of the stuff.
So it's different than the others.
Yes, sir.
And is that a private matter in your life?
What do you mean by private matter?
Is it a private matter whether you have a deep voice or not?
It's not private. I have a deep voice. I was born this way.
Not, damn it, ma'am. Now you've got me thinking Lady Gaga and now subsequently Weird Al.
So then am I getting straight then that it's not that it's placing you in a false light because it's the first time you've been questioned about your voice or anything to that effect. It is more the amount of questioning that has been done in the viral nature of it.
It's what was put out there. It was me being called a thief. Me saying that I need to prove I have a vagina. That I eat his wife's pussy.
Again, you know what I would have done as the smartass extraordinaire, that I am? I'd have put up pictures of me at delivery because every woman, no matter what has happened or how many times she's told people around her, no, the hell, I don't want to know, nor should anyone ever see that. Someone inevitably takes a picture. I'd have posted that shit. Again, I'm a smartass. I fight fire with fire. And ma'am, you're going to have to find a spine somewhere because life is either going to, make you or break you. You can either be a victim to this or you can use it to make you stronger. And that doesn't mean, but you need to find a way to love your voice. If you can't look at your life objectively and see that you have a husband and a child, a house and a job that seems to, at least when it isn't making you cry, fulfills you, then who the F cares what the internet thinks? Again, you have a husband who married you and was attracted to you, had a child with you with your deep voice. Why the F do you care if anyone else thinks you're a lesbian? And since when has being a lesbian been the worst thing you can be? I I don't get it. Uh, Objectively do not get it. If it bothers you this much, then you have strategically failed because you have now let every single asshole on the internet know exactly how much this hurt you. So it's up to you. And I'm not saying this to be a butt monkey because genuinely I don't like to see people hurt, even when they are condescending, meddling police officers, because I'm trying to be a better person. So I'm not saying this to be a butt monkey or to be a cold, frosty bitch, but you're going to need to put on your big girl britches and learn to either survive life, chuckle, or buckle. Because you got two choices. You can either take things that are meant to make you fall and, develop the humor to see things that are funny in them, or you can lay down and life kick you in the left tit. Now, I personally like to kick life back in the ass and joke with the Grim Reaper, but, and for the love of God, why? Look, I know it is part of my tismy thing, partly because I have no eyebrows like this chick. Now, I just have to add a little bit of tint because I know how I look when I'm on camera if I don't tint my eyebrows. It's a small thing, but it softens her face so much. Again, ma'am, if there are things about yourself that bother you, there are things you can do to soften your appearance. If it's really something that bothers you, then take action and change. Life sucks. If you hate yourself, life sucks. You know, it takes work to hate yourself. It takes work to learn to love yourself. You choose your heart in life. You can choose to be validated by the rest of the world and what everyone else thinks, or you can choose to be validated by the people who actually give a shit about you and would show up if you are in the ER. I don't know what else to say other than
And all the other songs that go along with it. That I have to sit up here like I'm weak to my county, and the news be here because I'm mostly a mess because of him.
the only thing you can control in this life is how you react to things. You cannot control Afroman. You cannot control who's going to say whatever they're going to say on the internet. And if you give people this much power over you, then ma'am, your life is always going to be a constant whirlwind of of changing priorities and misery.
This may sound stupid, but is being a homosexual a crime in this country?
I'm not having a discussion about crimes. I'm having a discussion about. I'm a female, so that's how I feel about that.
I have to ask these questions then.
Go ahead.
Is being a homosexual in the United States a crime?
No.
Is cross-dressing a crime in the United States?
No.
So it's a fair statement that if I put on a dress, I couldn't be arrested?
No.
No, I could be arrested, yes.
I said no. Go ahead.
Do you agree that the song that Mr. Klingler referred to is a song in a music video?
Which song are you talking about?
The one that Mr. Klingler played.
Yes.
You would agree as such, no one would take it seriously because it is a song?
I don't know that. I can't answer for somebody else.
Okay, I'm going to answer for the rest of the free thinking human world that's actually telling the truth. Am I going to Afroman's musical videos for accurate, analyses of people's sexuality? No. And if you're doing that, please come to the front of the congregation of the Church of Mo and explainarate yourself because I need to see that logic tree thought out. Again, I'm not telling you what to think, but I do want to understand how you think, and that one is going to confuse me. Uh, but again, who the hell is watching Afroman for like life reality and guru lessons? No, we're watching him because he makes hysterical videos. If you're taking life truths from Afroman, have you thought about donating to my 100% for profit charity called Mo's House? Unlike other charities, 100% of the profits go directly to the charity, Mo's House. Now, it is mostly to buy wigs and, well, Sailor Moon crafting supplies, but again, we are the most legitimate and honest charity around. Think about it.
Let's switch gears. You were present for the search of Mr. Foreman's house, correct?
Yes.
And as part of that search, you guarded some of the perimeter, correct?
Yes.
And you had an assault rifle with you, correct?
Yes.
Body armor, correct?
Yes.
And you were still outside when Mr. Foreman's kids arrived in the car, correct?
Yes.
The kids would have saw you. You talked with Ms. Foreman about them.
I went over and talked to him. Yes, I did. And when she took him home,
Do you still have your rifle with you?
did I still have it on me? I went to lay it down in the yard.
And during the search of Mr. Foreman's residence, were you made aware of the security system?
Yes, it was.
Did Randy Walters order you to disconnect it?
Do I need to answer?
Who the hell let Randy in charge of anything? Randy. If you at any time, I am from Indiana. If you at any time have been exposed to Bob and Tom in the Morning, you will get that reference. If you're one of the 5 Hoosiers in here.
This pertains to the search warrant. No, we're not here on the search warrant, right?
The lawyer's case. You have an objection?
I have no objection to your answering that.
Go ahead.
Unless there's some policy I'm not aware of, but I'm not aware of it.
I can put some context into the record for the question.
The question was whether she was directed to. That's the question on the floor.
I'll re-ask it. Lisa, were you directed to disconnect the security camera footage at Mr. Foreman's residence by Randy Walters?
Yes, sir.
And you did disconnect that?
Yes, sir.
And the security camera system,
Judge, are you opening 27 pounds of Werther's Originals? Marissa, this judge has appointed himself God's DJ, or for some reason just likes to hear himself pontificate. I don't know. I know, and not sharing with the class. Oh, Mr. Mo was in the hospital the day my brother's appendix ruptured. Oh my goodness. Hope Mr. Mo is well. He had if he had his gallbladder removed, I had that done when I was 19. He had his gallbladder removed, but he'd already had his appendix out. So he was more upset that we had brisket that day, and he'd brought home a bunch of leftovers, and the doctor recommended he not eat all of the brisket when he came home without a gallbladder. Husbands.
was left at the scene.
I'm finding out after.
Oh.
After later.
And I hope your brother's okay. I know that after things rupture, it can get really iffy, so I hope he got, quick intervention after that.
On that, I wasn't responsible for gathering everything up.
So if someone says you were disconnecting the security camera system, that would be a very true statement.
Yes, there's a difference between disconnecting and destroying so much property.
And you were not the result of anything that has been posted once in your file at all?
No, sir.
Nothing in relation to the search, nothing in relation to anything posted?
I don't have nothing in my file.
Have you ever been passed over for promotion because of what was said about you?
No.
Were you ever interviewed by any of the local newspapers about anything that was said about you?
No, sir, I wasn't.
Did you ever go and ask to be interviewed to tell them your side of the story?
No, sir, because I don't play a role in their media comedy situations that they have.
The people,
Their false information that they put in the news and this and that and the other, because they only know one side of the story.
the search took place on August of 2022. This lawsuit was filed in 2023. Between the time the search was done and the lawsuit was filed, when did you send a cease and desist letter to Mr. Foreman to stop posting things about you?
I didn't.
So
It went through our attorney and it went to you by email. And you stated that you would take it down.
we'll get there one thing.
And I just want to make sure that that was all out there too.
So the request was after the lawsuit was filed,
Yes.
and the request was to me,
Yes, it was by email.
and I was the third attorney on this case.
I don't know what we were doing as far as attorney. I do know that you got the email and that you stated you had it taken down.
And your attorney told you that?
I seen it, the email.
Can you still eat out in the community to go to the Mexican restaurant?
Yes, sir.
Still have peaceful meals?
As long as somebody ain't hollering.
Okay. Also, ma'am, look, I get it. Here, I'm throwing out truth bombs because honestly, legitimately, I don't like people that are upset. I don't want to. As much as I don't approve of her being a heel for the butthole state, I don't want her to live her life in misery, and she does seem to be quite miserable now. Look, ma'am, here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you a little advice, and it's going to make sense. But my thesis is what you now consider as a Godzilla-sized problem is actually going to be, if you experience it, if you live through it, it's actually going to turn out to be a chameleon-sized problem. Yeah, it's uncomfortable, but not as big as you're making it up in your head. And I will give you the perfect example. Look, I have a wonky leg. I got hurt 5 years ago. The injury, I broke my ankle, and the injury morphed into complex regional pain syndrome in my left leg all the way up to my hip. So I went from semi-fluffy, deflating, but very active, trying to work out daily to being in constant chronic pain. To give you kind of an idea, shorthand, too long, didn't read. My baseline pain level never drops below a 5. A good day, it'll range between 6 and 7. Currently, right now, my left foot feels like it's got high grade frostbite. So there are different types of CRPS. Some people feel like they're burning on fire. Some people feel freezing cold. And I don't say all this to get sympathy, but to give you an idea, it's hard to walk sometimes. I do have a walker. So it's been a hard learning curve. And one thing that I never wanted to have happen is my body can go into flares where I will start jerking and not have control over my foot. I'm basically immobile without any help, anyone supporting me. And I had built up having a full-on flare, kind of the jerky involuntary motions. They don't hurt, they're noticeable. And if there's one thing, if you have mobility or issues, you don't wanna be noticeable, at least when you're first trying to deal with it. So, I finally eventually had it happen that I had a full-on flare, kind of the jerky movements, uh, at a big gathering with family and friends. And as I thought back on it, it did suck, but it was like Komodo dragon level suck. So, yeah, like bigger suck than a chameleon size problem. Like, not something I'd wanna tangle with willingly daily, but was it Godzilla-sized? No. So, yeah, go out, and maybe 1 out of 5 people are looking at you and thinking funny thoughts, but you know what the rest of the people are? The rest of the people are trying to get the hell out of Walmart because we're not people. The truth is, if it's gonna make you feel better, you are not that important. People do not care about you that much, and no one is effing paying attention to you as much as you think they are. No one cares that deeply about you in the grand scheme of things that they are that worried. That's the only advice I have left to get you. Who is Y'all can get nowhere near the GD mic, but if you are unwrapping a little Debbie on the down low, crinkle, eh, whoever is unwrapping your snacky snacks, you must not have A, dogs, or B, children, because you don't understand subtle.
Do you have any other family that's in law enforcement? Yes, we did. Your father? My grandfather.
Holly Mack, the too long didn't read very short elevator pitch of this trial is that the police, through a confidential informant, were given information that Afroman, yes, Afroman, was hiding a trafficking victim in his basement in his house. So they got a search warrant to search his house. Now, upon entering his home, busting through a door, and realizing there was no basement, they continued to look through his home. Uh, then they uh, ended up seizing some money, and there was less money returned than what was shown on the uh, evidence bag. 1 second. Uh, then, Afro Man, being an artist, he decided to he decided to start making fun of him. So he has alternately made up juvenile nicknames and hurty words to, well, break the feelings of these officers. So there are 7 deputies that attempted to sue Afro Man for not only reputational damage, but hurt fees. Now, this is a replay, so Afro Man was found not guilty. Now, there was a charge where Afro Man alleged that one of the officers uh, was a PDF. That was the only charge where I thought that it might have crossed the line into actual defamation, but the jury did not agree. Now, the judge in this case is very, very biased toward the plaintiff and goes out of his way to definitely put his hand on the scale of justice. It's an interesting trial because it's so freaking hilarious, but I do feel bad for this officer who definitely, has allowed what people think about her to live rent free in her head.
Do you grow up seeing him do his job?
I knew about his job. We didn't look close.
There was some talk about a video and some deposition. Were you in a sheriff's department uniform with a badge and your name and everything on it during that deposition?
I don't remember what I had on there in that deposition. I may have had polo on that said my name on it.
So if I said you had a black polo that had a
It's,
badge in your name,
it's possible.
that is something that's issued for you.
And thank you, Squad Bob, for the gifted membership. And that went to Side Eye Jess. Welcome to the Church of Mo. We have dark chocolate sarcasm and, well, logic. It sets us apart from the normies. Squad Bob, thank you so much for your continued support. I appreciate it so much.
You guys to wear by the Adams County Sheriff's Department?
Yes.
Would it be fair to say that's like the non-road uniform?
I mean, I do different things as far as investigation work.
I have to ask this question. You've been called a dyke, correct?
Multiple times.
And you were called that in high school also, correct?
I wasn't called a dyke in high school.
X to doubt. Look, if there is one thing I know reliably about middle school and high school girls is that they are emotional jihadis, and they are kind of no way in hell that you had. No, I'm not saying aura. Thank you, youngest most pharaoh. Okay, fine. What was the unpolitically correct word for what you were called back then? Because middle school girls are bastions of compassion and they get better at high school. Ma'am, I remind you, you are under oath. And look, you are allowed to lie to the federal government in my world. Look, both the government and I know that I am not 125 pounds and that my hair is subject to change at whim. Now, since neither of those options are available, and well, let's be real, no one tells the truth on their driver's license about their weight unless you are super proud of getting to like your goal weight after years.
Just a couple of things. So the deposition was in August of 25, correct?
I don't remember the exact date, but
Was it in early 2025 or late 2025?
late.
So it would have been after April of 2025?
Yes.
And the video that Mr. Klingler referred to in those posts would have occurred after April of 2025?
Which post video are you talking about?
Good point. Let me strike that question and rephrase. Mr. Klingler referred to a video that was played yesterday, and he referred to it today.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked you when that video was
Mhm.
published or played. So was that after April of 2025?
Which I'm not sure which video you're talking about. There was more than one displayed.
The last one yesterday, the five, try that. It would be Plaintiff's Exhibit 34. It was the last thing played yesterday. Was that seen by you after April 2025?
Yes, sir, it was.
Jonathan, may I have one? Your Honor, if I may have one, talk.
I don't know what a moment means, so if you want to go fast, I'll let.
Again, sir, must I remind you that you are not in a John Hughes movie? You are not Kevin Spader. So you need to dial back the, level of 11 you are on your douche-o-meter, okay?
Mr. Klingler at his redirect. Like, I got a lot of
Sweetheart,
work to
you see
do
I'm on the
to get your
street and you
case
say,
done.
excuse me?
Taking 5-minute breaks to talk to clients is always hard for me. So
Judge,
there's
I have no redirect at this
okay,
point.
so if you want like a moment, 1 minute, we talked about this yesterday, but the purpose for prompting everybody. Go ahead. Next plaintiff witness.
Plaintiff's called Justin Keene.
Okay, you guys, we are going to continue on day 2 tomorrow. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and everyone who redirected, and those of you who are new here and gave me a chance because, I appreciate you giving me a chance. I do have you redirected to go to Megan Fox after me, but I do need to pace myself, which is the sucky young man. What do you say? But one day, one day. Some days you wonder if they're listening to any of those manners, and you're pretty sure it's nope. Anywho, so thank you all so much for hanging out on the Petty Express. This has been an awesome, awesome trial. Uh, After the Uvalde into the Canero into the Corey Richens trial, uh, I am glad to kind of have a trial where the good guy won against Goliath, and have a trial that's not so serious before we get into the Kelsey Fitzsimmons trial. Now, uh, shameless grifting. On Saturday, I will be having a ramen of regret wheel. I have found the grossest ramen known to man, crimes against food humanity. I don't drink, but you guys were such a loving and wonderful source of support, and I just figured it would be fun to have. Excuse me. It would be fun to have a silly stream. Excuse me. Good night. Breathe, drink, then talk. It would be great to have a kind of silly stream. Now, on Sunday, we will be shifting gears entirely. Although I probably will be switching this, given the subject matter. So, in true, oh gosh, not Gene Roddenberry. I'm having a brain fart. In true Willy Wonka fashion, I will probably be reversing this. So Sunday will probably be the ramen of regret because Saturday, um, for those of you who are new here, I lost my first husband and my girls were quite young. And I figured, since Corey has turned out to be, well, a swamp donkey of a human being, I was going to give you a bit of a story time and a question and answer stream that I would be making into a shortish video and kind of ask me anything stream about how I talked to my kiddos about grief, what I wish I had changed, what advice I would give people. Um, I don't, like I said, I'm not Jesus or Oprah, but thank you, co-host. Um, but the one thing that I was really kinda ticked at about Corey, among the many dumpster human things she did, was there really aren't a lot of books, if you're a mom, if you're a dad, aunt, uncle, to try to explain to kids what is essentially beyond confusing, and there are no words to really kind of encapsulate as an adult. And the one good thing I thought when I first heard about Corey, before everything came out was, "Oh, good." Because m past Mo would have really loved a book that maybe made it easier. And while I'm not one to write because I am a grammar and spelling outlaw till I die, um, I figure, if someone needs my video in the future, because it's not something that maybe you can always ask, if what I've walked through can help someone, somewhere in the future, or any of you guys, if you're walking through something, I really believe that sometimes we walk through hard stuff so that we can help people who are in the same sucktastic club that no one wants to be in, because no one wants to be in the grief club. It sucks. It sucks donkey. If you ask my personal, again, reasons I can't write a book. These are my analogies. So I can kind of give you guys walk through, what I did do, what I think I did well, what I wish I would have done better, and I can answer questions. Now, the only caveats I put on, the ask me anything is that I'll only be talking about kind of my personal story. Um, as far as, my girls and things like that, I won't be getting into that because their story to tell, but anything else, ask me anything. Kind of an open book. But that there you have it. So we will probably be striking and reversing the order. I do have to make a thumbnail, but those are the plans. And if you do need a place to hang out in the morning before trials, I have mornings with Mo at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Uh, every day or every weekday, about an hour. I give you the headlines that you need. I don't look, y'all. I'm a Lewis Blackian. I think Democrats suck and Republicans blow. So I give you the headlines that you need, not the politics you don't. Um, and the true crime cases that might turn into the trials that we are going to be watching in the future, and the absurd stories that make you scratch your head and wonder, what in the Walmart rapture is this timeline? So, if you need a fun place to hang out in the morning before trials, give Mornings with Mo a chance. And if you are on X, swing on over to YouTube. Uh, put something in the chat, put something in comments. Not that I don't love having you over on X, but I will probably be transitioning over to focusing more on YouTube and Rumble, but I don't want to do it, without warning. So by next week, I will probably be focusing more on YouTube and Rumble, and definitely promoting and giving out the link on X, but trying to. I'm just not good at the Twitter. I StreamYard class action lawsuit. Y'all are charging StreamYard. All right, I am going to go because apparently the gods of StreamYard are mad at me. I will send you off to Megan Fox. Thank you for staying, even though technical difficulties. And my co host says goodbye. Bye, you guys.